Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me spend a few minutes on the power side of data center. So I'd like to introduce a little bit about Lite-on and how Lite-on is going to provide the data center solutions to QCT, this server rack, and which is the building block of the QCT cloud data center, which I think is the future industry trend, and I am very happy to see that. Lite-on is founded in 1975 and listed in the Taiwan Stock Exchange in '83, and we are ranked the #1 position of the computer component for a few years. And Lite-on is very committed on the CSR and the CSER, and we received many CSER awards. One example is we are the member of Dow Jones Sustainable Index industry leader since 2011. And the building in there shows our headquarters in Neihu in Taipei. Lite-on is a $7.7 billion US sales company last year, and we have 2,800 engineers and almost 3,000 IPs. And out of this revenue, 2.6 billion, almost a third of the revenue has to do with the cloud computing. Obvious, the largest business within Lite-on is the power side, which is account 1.6 billion. And for the storage side, we come from the ODD. And we have only 7 years in SSD, but getting to the data center SSD for only 2 years. So we are a relative newcomer in the data center side. So this triangle, you're all very familiar. In the lower side are the cheaper and the larger capacity. In the upper side is higher speed and with lower latency. And the Lite-on is focused on the upper side, which is the cache for the server. You know, in the storage side, our final customer still has many different thinking. And the Lite-on's approach is try to fulfill the ecosystem customer wants. And we try to integrate all different partners to get the ecosystem solution that customer wants. And the compatibility are the hard part that Lite-on to be the extra value to the customer. So talk about the power side. Lite-on is to provide the power solution to QCT. And one of the power building block is the AC/DC front end from 250 watt to 10,000 watt. And this power supply can achieve the titanium class efficiency, which is 94% above, and N+1 code redundancy. And the power density is above 50 watt per cubic inch, and online firmware update. And this is also Intel peak power compliance. This power platform is a scalable platform, and the Intel PM bus enabled, and also compatible for the Chen application, which is 240 watt compatible. And we already shipped more than 50 million units in this category, and that proves our quality and performance being well accepted by the market. And the Lite-on power solution value proposition is to creating value differentiation in cloud, server, storage, and networking space. And in this regard, we work very closely with QCT to make this happen. So the power system solution product in this page is key for our system demonstration today. On the left hand is the DC UPS. In this DC UPS, we have a 10 each of 2.5K power supply. Altogether, maximum capacity is 25K kilowatt power shelf. And also including the lithium battery backup system. So in today's demo room, you can see in 5U space, we provide the power for 25K power and also the 2 lithium battery backup unit. This is for OCP and the Scorpio compatible 21-inch rack. We also provide on the right-hand side, we call the VPOC. It's virtual power on call. This is a Lite-on innovation. This is at a 19-inch rack. In 1U space, we can provide 10K watt together with the battery backup, and I will introduce you more later on. The Lite-on power solution architecture is designed for QCT SIM of open structure for compute and stack. The power solution architecture is designed for easy configuration, your power and the battery backup demand with a faster time to market and the service. So you can see the cloud data center trend. In many years ago, the data center building, the power room and the IT equipment are separate. Even we move into the container in the last many years, the power room and the IT equipment still separate. But in the future, which is QCT drives, the IT rack, the power is built into the IT rack. So let me make a simple illustration, the change and the trend of a power solution in the data center. And this is the traditional one, so-called conventional data center, very big facility, and the power infrastructure and the IT equipment are separate. Even we move into the container, which is a smaller form factor and modularized and scalable, but we remain 2 separate parts for the power and the IT equipment. But when we move into the data center IT rack, in this case, is for DCUPS. In 3U, we have 10 slots of the power shelf for OCP and Scorpio inspired. And each slot is 2.5K power. So altogether is 25K power. And 1 + 1U for 4 slot battery system. So altogether 5U become the part of the IT rack building block. So the most advanced innovation of Lite-on is the VPOC. As I mentioned earlier, you can see the VPOC built into the QCT IT rack. On the top of the IT rack, only 1U. This 1U represents 10 kilowatt VPOC module and 2 slots of the battery system. The advantage of these things is 83% reduction in space and 7% of the power efficiency improvement, and also 31% reduction in 10 years total cost of ownership. This is a lithium battery assumption. So in summary, data center demand migrate to cloud computing, and the QCT is the industry leader on this trend. And the data center infrastructure and the IT equipment converge at rack level. And the IT rack will be the building block and make our final customer easy to plan and control their budget. And the VPOC and the DCUPS solutions become part of the IT rack. And a simplified VPOC and the DC power solution will be the trend for the new data center. Once again, the saving 83% of the space, 7% of the power efficiency, and 31% of the total cost of ownership. So finally, I want to say, QCT and Quanta, thank you. Lite-on is delighted to be a trusted partner with Quanta cloud technology. And we wish QCT to become the worldwide #1 cloud server solution provider in the next few years. Thank you.